Good afternoon, Pueblo City. It is now September 8th, Friday afternoon. I got 12 local headlines here, and I'm just going to read them off. Just give you the details of 12 different stories that I randomly selected. Okay, so there was a robbery at the Discovery Goodwill store located on the 3600 block of Dillon Drive, and it was broken into and robbed. And it was a soft BB gun that was stolen, and they broke into it. So they smashed something. They smashed the sprinkler system or something. So the Discover Goodwill store here in Pueblo was robbed. For more than 6 weeks, the Pueblo County Sheriff's Office ignored multiple notices from Teller officers, Teller County, to transport Mr. Bailey to Pueblo, says the ACLU in a lawsuit. So Teller County had arrested Michael Bailey for a warrant in Pueblo County, but they never let him see a judge for bail. Pueblo County Sheriff's Department waited 45 days before picking Michael Bailey up. And then once he got to Pueblo County, he was made to wait another 7 days before he finally seen a judge who released him on his own recognizance. And then later on, a Pueblo judge would dismiss his charges. Michael Bailey had lost his job and his wages, and he no longer resides in Pueblo anymore, and I can't blame him. So Teller County arrested him on a Pueblo County warrant, kept him for 45 days. Pueblo County Sheriff's Department didn't pick him up until 45 days later. So there's several errors there. Teller County should have presented him before a judge right away. That's the main culprit. But then Pueblo County followed up with their negligence for another 7 days. So even though they probably should have picked him up within the 45 days, Teller County could have put him before a judge and he could have got bonded out. He was released on his own recognizance. So for somebody to stay in jail for a month and a half for, something where he was released on his own recognizance, which means that the judge trusts that he will come to court without having to post any bond. And then the judge dismissed the charges. So the charges were either trumped up or bullshit or minor enough that he was able to do something in order to get them dismissed. So Michael Bailey, for no reason, was jailed for a month and a half, and he lost his job. He lived here in Pueblo, and now he moved out, and he is suing the Pueblo County Sheriff's Office and Teller County authorities, their sheriff's department or whoever. So that happened. Amanda Gonzalez, a 40-year-old Amanda Gonzalez, she was hit and drugged by a car by the woman who had stole her purse. Amanda is going to live, but she's got a long road to recovery. The suspect is driving a black Kia SUV with Missouri license plate, WL5S8C. So be on the lookout for a black Kia SUV with Missouri license plate of WL5S8C. She had a purse. She said they took a credit card, spent $80 from the credit card, and then she also said she had prescription pills. And this is unfortunate. She confronted this person at a hospital, and she was taking pictures, and before she realized what happened, she said she was getting attacked and she was hit. And then the suspect tried to drive away, and apparently she was getting in the passenger car or passenger side or something. And the suspect had drugged her by the car for duration. And so it seems like it's pretty heinous, some pretty heinous injuries, right? She got her purse stolen, and then when she confronted the person who stole her purse, she got attacked. And then where is this person? I guess they're still at large. So hopefully Amanda Gonzalez, I wish Amanda Gonzalez a speedy recovery. In the morning of September 6, 2017, 40-year-old Gary Bellinger hung himself in a Douglas County jail. He would die the next day, and another inmate had died in an El Paso County jail. So I think having the death penalty would actually give some kind of exhaust, because the amount of people that die in jail in Colorado is repulsive. There's been 2 people who have died in Pueblo County jail. 2 people have been shot and killed in Pueblo County. And the Douglas County jail is significant because Pueblo City was talking about sending the shoplifters to Douglas County For some reason, we don't have enough room in the jail. There's a county jail, and the city isn't allowed to use the county jail. I'm not for sure what the deal is with that, but we were going to send them 2 counties away to Douglas County. And here, they're treating their inmates so bad. The guy had a bunch of warrants out for his arrest, so I don't know. I'm not for sure. I mean, fuck. To kill yourself, you feel there's no hope. So 40-year-old Gary Bellinger killed himself 2 days ago in the Douglas County Jail. Christopher Burke is out as Black Hills VP. Vance Crocker is to replace him. Black Hills had bought out Aquila in 2008. So for the last 9 years, it's been Black Hills and Pueblo City that we don't get along with one another. Most of the city council was in favor of getting out of the contract with Black Hills in 2020. So that's why Vance Crocker probably is replacing Christopher Burke. So is Vance Crocker going to give Pueblo City a better deal? So hopefully, I mean, that would be cool. They're charging twice as much for the street lights out of nowhere. They just wanted to jack up prices. So yeah, Vance Crocker is now the representative to Pueblo for Black Hills. Because Christopher Burke was the face, he was the liaison, he was the connecting person between Black Hills and Pueblo City. Nick Henrichsen believes District 60 schools has the money to pay teachers what they're demanded. Nick Henrichsen, he wrote an editorial, a letter to the editor, and the letter to the editor says they got the money, they just don't want to pay them. So let's, call their bluff. I think that's what it was. Call Their Bluff was the title of the opinion piece. There's a new company. It's got some really cool lightweight cast that they can make. I'm not for sure how they do it, but it's like they take pictures and they're able to get a identical mold, and it's super lightweight. It's cheap and conforming. So these casts are perfect for the poor. They're trying to get them into local clinics. The casts are made in a facility in Canyon City. Parkview Medical Center and St. Mary Corwin Centura Center for Rehab are using Active Armor right now. So Parkview Medical Center and St. Mary Corwin are already using it. ActiveArmor.com is the website and the company name, Active Armor. So that's cool, right? Canyon City is just 1 county away, and it's, they're innovating technology in the cast department. If you break your bone, then if you want one of them lightweight casts, I don't know, get your clinics to check them out. Active Armor. Active Armor. So Garrison Ortiz proposes raising the sales tax by 0.45% for 30 years. So that's what the jail task force came up with. All those people, 40 members of the Pueblo County Jail Task Force, they all were talking about how to get a new jail, and the best thing that they came up with was a sales tax. Is it the number 0.45? They're like, well, 0.5 might be too much. That's a half a cent. You round up. Let's make it 0.45. Walmart does shit like that too, right? They'll sell something for $6.97. It's not $7. It's only $6 if you are crazy and you round 97 cents down to $6. So 0.45, right? You round that down, it's basically zero. It's basically 0%. He's not even asking for a percent or 1 cent. It's for 30 years, and it's 45%. So less than 1 cent tax, sales tax. I'm against this. I'm 100% against this ballot question, because the way they're couching this is it's a jail and a treatment center. A jail and a treatment center. No, Pueblo, you're going in the wrong direction. You want to get rid of your jail inmates? I got 2 people here who I believe should not be arrested or shouldn't be held for an indefinite long period of time. There is a Pueblo local homeless man, Tony L. Rosales, 63 years old. He's arrested for possessing some kind of drug. Okay, Tony L. Rosales, he's 63 years old, 2 years away from retirement, collecting Social Security, and he's fucking homeless. He's living on the goddamn streets. What did he have? A fucking heroin needle? What the fuck did he have? Ecstasy pill? He couldn't have had a whole meth lab. He couldn't have had a marijuana grow, right? He wouldn't have poppy fields, which we've been in a war for the last 16 years over. He just only could have had a personal amount. He's being held on $1,000 bond, which that's cruel too. $1,000 bond, he's fucking homeless. I bet he'd probably show up to court. Why would you not assume he would show up to court? Because he's homeless? $1,000 bond, so he's stuck, right? There's one person in jail for just possession. So if you want to ask me, who do I want to be put in jail? Thieves or, rapists, murderers, definitely, right? Rapists, murderers, and violence and thieves. I think those are the 4 worst things. So murder, rape, violence, and stealing. And so if you stole something, like the people that stole from the Goodwill, there's another person that stole out a person's truck, and there's carjackings that are happening all the time in Pueblo. So all people who fucking steal, shoplifters. We're having to send shoplifters, or there's a proposal for Pueblo City to send shoplifters to Douglas County. No, why don't we go ahead and free this spot up here? Tony L. Rosales, the fucking homeless guy who had some kind of drug. Fuck. That's one way to help the homeless. If you can't give them a home, here's a fucking ecstasy pill, right? So I think he deserves to fucking get, if he don't have a home, how traumatic is that? Every day, not only does society walk past you and say that you don't deserve to exist and fuck you, everybody's got so much, right? They got cars and houses, and seems like everybody's got so much wealth, and they just go right fucking past you. Hell, after a while, you might become callous yourself. You might think that society don't give 2 flying fucks about you. And you would be right. You would be right. People actually will start blaming the homeless for their own plight instead of, it takes, if you care, you might actually have to do something about it. So it's easier just to blame people. So there's one spot right there for shoplifters. We'll go ahead and clear that spot up in Pueblo County Jail. Tony Rosales can get out. I heard that somebody who did a carjacking got right out of jail. So a carjacking? You're stealing cars? Grand theft fucking auto? What the fuck is this? Is this for a gang? Is this just for fun? Why is there a, rash of auto, carjackings? What is going on there? So those folks should be in jail. The ones who steal from people's vehicles should be in jail. Shoplifters should be in jail. Homeless people who have a tiny, simple, personal possession of drugs, get the fuck out of here. We got to be more tolerant. If Ortiz would have said only a treatment center, we got 1 jail and 1 treatment center. One for the real violent, stealing, thug, murdering, rapist, the real criminals, and maybe white-collar criminals, and then a treatment facility for the people who are addicted to drugs, which is pitiful. And, they need love. They need someone to care. We've been using fascist violence, hitting them over the head, imprisoning them, ruining their fucking reputations, thinking that if we smash their souls while they're in jail, then that'll correct the fucking behavior. It hasn't worked. Everywhere the war on drugs has been implemented, it's failed, and everywhere the alternative has been implemented, it has succeeded. The legalization of marijuana has been a great success here in Pueblo, and hopefully that success will continue. Also, hopefully the compassion of the people of Pueblo. Because if there's a person right next door, and they're getting high on heroin all fucking day, but they, using their social security check, right? Some old depressed person, that's sad and that's pitiful, but you have a right to your own body if that's what that adult, without any kids around them, just by themselves, that's how they want to spend their time. I feel sorry for that person. I'm not going to attack that person and throw them in jail or steal money and fees and fines and then put them behind bars and they lose their house and then they're, fucking homeless, and now what have they got? Now they have to do heroin. Their lives are, absolute fucking wreck. So perhaps a temporary relief from their extra shitty life. And no wonder the suicide rate is so goddamn high. He's fucking homeless. How about the police pick up Tony L. Rosales and put him in a home? How about, why don't you do that? Why don't you find one of these abandoned houses and say, Tony Rosales, you deserve to live under shelter. Here's a house for you. So, but instead, compassion wasn't leading. Instead, a homeless man who had, I don't even know what the fuck he had. I wish they were more descriptive, right? They just said possession of, illegal drug or something. So, for what? An ecstasy pill? So, Tony L. Rosales had an ecstasy pill. He's fucking homeless, let him get some, if you get fucked up and then you hurt somebody, that's when I give a shit, okay? If you're just getting fucked up, people are allowed to get fucked up. This is America. You're allowed to pursue your own happiness however you damn well please. So I think that the county, this is also the city's election, so why the hell is the county slipping this fucking ballot question, on the ballot? So it's a city election, but the county is slipping a ballot question for everybody. So they're trying to get some sales tax too, right? Raising sales tax. Don't consider consolidation, county. And I'm a little bit bitter, I'll be honest with you. I'm a little bit bitter about the county because of their failure to study consolidation. You didn't even want to study it. Didn't even want to study it. Didn't even want to look at it, see if it saves money. Because if we consolidated, we would save money. And the money that we would save, that's how you build a new jail. And then let's release all these homeless people. Let's release all these simple possession. Let's release all the non-violent, victimless criminals. Those people who have been put in jail, yet they didn't hurt anybody, they didn't attack anybody, they didn't rob anybody. They were just being stupid. Even DUIs, I mean, it's dangerous. You don't want anybody doing anything, but if they didn't do anything, it's almost like we're arresting people for something that they might do. And so the homeless man definitely is bullshit. And then here's Jordan J. D. Herrera, 22-year-old Jordan D. Herrera of the 1700 block of Moore Avenue was arrested Monday for a simple possession of an unnamed drug, and he's being held in jail on a $4,000 bond. Now, they said with the intent to distribute. So now perhaps Jordan D. Herrera got caught with, as many drugs as a drugstore, as a pharmacy, as many drugs as an alcohol store, right? Go to an alcohol store, drugs on the shelves, drugs here, drugs there, drugs everywhere. And pharmacies, it's literally a fucking drugstore with the intent to distribute. Yep, pharmacies and places that sell alcohol have the intent to distribute that drug. So, again, I want to know more details. How much possession? Was it a whole bag of ecstasy? Right? Or is this a kingpin? Is this, one of the major heroin drug runners that's been, terrorizing and supplying everybody here in town? If he's a major supplier, all right, keep him in jail. Simple possession, get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Release the non-violent, victimless criminals, and the people who are doing carjackings, the people robbing other people out of trucks, stealing their shit out of their cars, people who are doing home invasions, and thieves of all sort, even white-collar criminals. If you're stealing, that's not yours. Shoplifters, let's not send our shoplifters to Douglas County. Let's free up all this space. There's plenty of space in the jail. I know they're saying that it's packed, but that's because they're over-arresting too many people, and, they kept that one guy, Michael Bailey, in jail for 7 days when he didn't even need to be in there, for 1 hour. He should have been released within 1 hour if, he was released on his own recognizance and his charges were dismissed anyways. So, for 45 days plus 7, almost 2 fucking months. So there's free all the Michael Baileys up, We don't need Michael Baileys in jail. We don't need Tony L. Rosales in jail. And if Jordan De Herrera had a moderate amount, I don't think we need him in jail either. Take his supply. But that's what I heard too. I heard that some of the people who run forces are also taking people's supply and, reselling it. It's a theory. It's a one witness statement, right? So that's is that what's happening? I mean, in some respects, right, you don't get fucking arrested, but you're getting your stash stolen. And if a cop was to go to a pharmacy and rob them of all their Oxycontin or alcohol store. So, the war on drugs has failed, and I think we need to take a more compassionate approach. We should put all of the money into treatment, and we have the jail in case we need to, hit somebody over the head and smash them into compliance. here's some more. There's a lot of, we need good cops. We need good police. So 10 cabinets worth approximately $7,000 were stolen from a resident on the 1600 block of Positano Court. So 10 cabinets. So they must have been expensive cabinets. This comes from the Chieftain. A lot of these came from the Chieftain, but some of these, 9 News, Denver Post, KOAA. But 10 cabinets were stolen. There's one business owner saying he's quit because of all the crime. So, yeah, we need to handle the crime, but we also need to see what the undercurrents. Why is there so much crime? Why is there just a bunch of, people not, the idle hands is a devil's workshop, just a bunch of people not, having nothing to do? Well, there's plenty to do, plenty to work on, let's get people to work. Let's get public works projects. Let's get employment things. There's plenty of things that can be done. So, but if it's a gang thing, well then, then we need to focus on that. So, we need good cops. We need good police. So somebody was sitting there telling me that, I'm happy that the cops are employing street justice. Well, that means, what if that's what the people on the street, they're looking at cops as real men, right? They're violent thugs, come in and just use street justice, and that's what they're doing. So are they setting the example? Is it the tail wagging the dog, or is the dog wagging the tail? So there's, we need good police because there's fucking criminals out there, but people are, this is a real crime. 10 cabinets, $7,000 was stolen. So why don't you catch those? And if you don't catch these criminals, then what the fuck is the point of having these police? So they can go harass homeless people? That's not a crime. I'm not fucking scared of Tony Rosales. Are you afraid of Tony Rosales? I mean, I guess some people have said that homeless people are attacking him. But, so they're homeless. It's gotta be fucking traumatic. But he's not my enemy. The person stealing these 10 cabinets, the person, stealing money out of vehicles, the shoplifters, white collar criminals, thieves of all stripes are fucking shitty. And so are violent people, and so are rapists, and so are murderers. Non-violent people who do things where there's no victim. I'm not even for sure if that's in the law. The point of the law is to prevent one person from injuring another person. So if there's not an injured party, I don't think that's a crime. So Jeff Chostner has ruled the slaying of the 33-year-old Andrew Bird is justified and has officially refused to file criminal charges on the shooters. So that's convenient right there, right? So you had 2 police officers, Neil Robinson and Bernadette Lambert, who shot and killed 33-year-old Andrew Bird. The story that they came up with, this all happened February 5th, 2017. The story that they came up with in the area of Small and Osara Avenues is that Bird allegedly aimed his vehicle in their direction, and so they had to kill him. They had to shoot and murder Andrew Bird. They killed somebody in Colorado Springs, or Colorado City, just a week ago. And then there are 2 people that have died in Pueblo County Jail. So 2 people have already died in Pueblo County Jail this year. 2 people have already been shot and killed in Pueblo. So what the hell's going on there? We're not exhausting all of our options before we go full on Nazi. And that's the fucking problem, right? Homeless. And there's a person in Lexington, Kentucky who was a homeless man. And he got arrested 2, 3, 4,000 times. How much fucking money did we spend on the criminal justice system? How much wasted money just to put a homeless man in and out of jail? We could have bought him a house if we gave a shit. If this was a true Christian society that loved and cared about others, we wouldn't just, be giving fish out. We would be teaching them how to fish and give them homes to live in. So it's pretty cold-blooded. Tony Rosales is not my enemy. Tony Rosales should be released. Jordan De Herrera, he's been in there already, so go ahead and release him too. So now you got 2 spots opened up. So when you catch this guy who stole the 10 cabinets to the city or county police, when you catch the man who stole $7,000 worth of cabinets, or when you catch the probably kid who robbed the Discover Goodwill store on the 3600 block of Dillon Drive, then you got 2 open spots to put them in. So, 2 last stories here. The DEA is still active in Colorado in Mesa County. They found some grows on the Colorado River, and they're acting like it's a big fucking deal. The DEA. Why is the DEA still in Colorado? Why is it even here? Donna Lynn, the lieutenant governor of Colorado, is now running for governor as a Democrat, right? John Hickenlooper is the Democratic governor. Donna Lynn, lieutenant governor. And so she is jumping into an already crowded field. Michael Johnston, Kerry Kennedy, Jared Polis, Kerry Kennedy, Michael Johnston, Adam Garrity, and is there anybody else? Yeah, there's a businessman in there. There's like actually a whole bunch of other people. But, so yeah, that's news. Donna Lynn is now running for governor. Does any of the people running for governor have a comment on that? Probably not. All right. So there's 12 headlines for Pueblo in Colorado on this day, September 8th, 2017, the day of our Lord. Peace.